First one learns Dharma but does not yet understand it. Then one understands but has not yet practiced. One practices but has not yet seen the truth of Dharma. Then one sees but has not yet become.
Welcome to Life in Season with Liz
And Paige.
a show where conversation sparks action.
Fuck. I didn't write any of that shit down.
Welcome to Life in Season with Liz
And Paige.
a show where conversation sparks action.
In each episode, we discuss living in sync with the moon cycles, the philosophy behind our choices, and the rituals used to achieve our goals.
In today's episode, we're talking about how we define rituals and versus good routine.
Yay! Let's get to it.
Awesome. All right. Hi, Paige.
Hi! Welcome back to our very first episode on rituals.
Yes.
This is going to be a repeated topic.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just excited to see how these rituals change, what it means, what ritual means to us in our lives right now, and how that differs from routine, which we've had multiple discussions about.
Mm-hmm.
Because at first I think it's confusing how you discipline yourself and what it means to have a ritualistic practice, and then what it means to have an evolving discipline
Ooh, I like
or
that.
routine.
I like the way you phrased
But
that.
I like the word discipline, I think, a little bit better right now because I need it.
I think there's a big difference between self-discipline and routine. I think
True.
I think you need both, but you need the self-discipline in order to have an established good routine.
True. Until it feels like freedom because it becomes natural.
Yeah, absolutely.
Repeated practice.
So to get real English class definition, I Googled the Merriam-Webster definition of ritual last night. And according to our beloved dictionary, a ritual is an established form for ceremony, an observation, a ceremonial act or action, and a series of acts repeatedly done in a precise manner.
Okay.
So,
I mean, that makes sense.
A
It's
precise
all
manner.
sense.
Yeah.
With intention.
mm-hmm.
Often
Often,
why we're here.
yeah. Intention setting, manifestation,
Yeah.
abundance, all of the keywords, y'all.
We should make a rep.
Snoop Dogg's already done.
Did he really? Did he do that?
Have you not heard Snoop Dogg's kids rap? Oh my gosh, you need to start playing it for your girls. When we're done with this episode, we're gonna listen.
Okay.
They're really good.
I can't even hear about that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, you'll love it. So yeah, good routine versus ritual. For me, where I'm at right now, I have a lot of good routines. I'm still working on progressing from good routine to ritual. And Rachel Brathen, Yoga Girl, shout out, love her. She, for a while, a couple of years ago, was talking about this a whole lot, and she had a phrase that I love, which is routine to ritual. Just a series of precise actions and steps to get you to that ritualistic place.
Yeah.
She also talked about preparing for the ritual can be a part of the ritual, which
Yeah.
I love that, and I didn't put a whole lot of mindfulness behind or into stuff like that before hearing it and being like, oh, duh. That makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
Like preparing for yoga or like...
That makes more sense to me too, because I feel like you have to make space for ritual. Like, I feel like ritual is just a part of the routine instead of doing the routine to get to ritual, which might be what she was kind of talking about anyways. Because there's routines, but those evolve for me. Like, they change all the time based on whatever me and the family needs at that moment in time. And then ritual is something that I want to make sure I'm doing so that I have peace and continuity, I guess, in daily practice and just in life in general. So I want like my non-negotiables to be my rituals, and it doesn't mean it has to happen every day or even every week, but it's something that I do repeatedly versus the routine, which is like my self-discipline to tackle whatever I want to achieve in the moment. which is always changing.
Yeah.
Do you feel that way? Like it changed, like they're separate, even though they flow in the same river, I guess.
Yeah, my routines definitely change season to season,
Yeah.
I've learned. And I started to pick up on that before we started
Mhm.
Life in Season podcast.
It's hard to be conscious about.
It takes a different level of awareness, I think,
For
to
sure.
be open to changing your routine. For the longest time, I was thinking, no, I have my routine. I have to wake up at 5 a.m. and then I have to go and do my whole mouthwash, tongue scraping, flossing, teeth brushing. And then from there, I do my yoga and meditation. And I think when you bring too rigid of a structure to a good routine, you lose that ritual aspect to it.
Yeah.
And then
of it feeling grounded.
Where now, we're slowly starting to enter into autumn.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, my routine is going to change. My mornings and my evenings are going to look different.
Yeah.
Because the days literally themselves are going to be looking different here very soon.
Yeah.
For all of us here,
Mhm.
on this side of the hemisphere.
I feel like when the school seasons hit, like we're never ready for it, but already this week I could just feel things slowing down. It's like all of a sudden I had to take a step back and be like, okay, what are we all doing right now? What needs to change? Like, what doesn't feel good? Like, I could really feel it in the air, like, okay, I need to reorganize the home.
Yeah.
Chairs need to move.
Yes. The stagnant energy needs to be broken up a little bit.
Like, I needed to feng shui everything. My mind, what I'm focused on, and how I look at everything needed to change. And it's funny how it just happens naturally, even if you're not super conscious about it. But it does take that awareness to actually implement change.
Yes.
To keep it to stick, I agree.
I totally agree.
And feel connected to it, like on a deeper sense.
Yeah, because you're connecting to like the magic in yourself and in the world around you.
Yeah.
And not magic like Harry Potter spells and Garden Leviosa. But like just the magic of the gratitude around you and what is in front of you right now.
Yeah.
I think there's something beautiful in there.
It's more peaceful because it's so easy when you're in a state of just being down on yourself or you're in bad routines to feel like you don't really have control. Like, I know I felt like that a lot of last year. Like, I just felt like I was constantly trying to catch up. Like, I never had the space to actually do what I needed to do. I was just, crawling up the wall trying to get out of the hole. And when I finally slowed down, I realized there was no hole. It was just me, like, creating my own prison in my mind, truly. And when you step back and really connect to it, then it's a sense of, oh, I can just change that.
Yeah.
I can just let these things go. It doesn't have to be so hard. And when you have, there's so much we don't have control of in life. So I feel like when you do have control over these little things that bring you happiness, all of a sudden your world opens up.
Yeah.
And you feel more connected to yourself as a person. Like, you notice the seasons, you notice the people around and what you're doing in a way where everything else just felt so rushed before.
Because you're living minute to minute, moment to moment, day by day.
Yeah. Just trying to get through the days. Yeah, and you feel like you don't have any control over it. When that's probably the one area you really do have control in your life.
Finding something pessimistic and trying to put an optimistic spin on it, too. I think at some point you just have to be like, okay, it is what it is, and I'm just going to roll with what it is and make the best of it.
Yeah.
Curing bad habits, we'll call it, because that's what this book, Scientific Affirmations, calls it.
Please read.
I will, because this...
We're on our quote game today, guys.
We are on a quote game. Okay, so this is Scientific Healing Affirmations, and forgive me, I am not going to try to say the author's name because I'm gonna butcher it.
And show notes to give you much respect.
Yes, I feel like it's more respectful for me to do that than, again, try to read it. So on page 59 is a section called Curing Bad Habits, and there's 5 steps to doing this. So step number 1, good habits are your best helpers. Preserve their force by stimulating them with good actions. Step 2, bad habits are your worst enemies. Against your will, they'll make you do things which hurt you most. They are detrimental to your physical, social, mental, moral, and spiritual happiness. Starve bad habits by refusing to give them any further food of bad action. So kind of, I think, coming to a point where, all right, enough's enough. This is my end all be all.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna engage in this anymore. Starving bad habits. I love that imagery behind it.
I love everything you're saying, and I feel like I'm watching you cook right now. I'm like, yeah.
Because it's food for the soul. Keeping your soul nourished. All right. Yes, get on the phone, somebody. Step 3, true freedom consists in doing things, i.e. eating, reading, helping, etc., in accordance to the right judgment and choice of will, not being compelled by habits. So having a good reason to do something, not just because it's good for you.
Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly. I have to bribe myself to stop doing things or that I don't want to do anymore. And I'm like, what am I doing?
Right.
I don't want to do it. How do I keep getting to the spot where I just feel like I have to or I need to? But I do have to bribe myself. Like if I want to go here, a lot of times I bribe myself with like the financial aspect of it. Which I would love to get to a point where it's just, I don't want to do it, it doesn't feel good, and that should be enough. But it usually isn't.
It's a process.
It's
just
a process,
like the
you're right,
quote.
and it's probably repeated until you get there.
It's a step thing, just like the quote that we were reading a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
It's a whole evolution.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll get there.
Yeah.
I know you will.
I like that though.
Me too.
Starve it and bribe it.
Yeah.
Take notes.
Step 4, good and bad habits both take some time to acquire force. Powerful bad habits can be displaced by opposite good habits if the latter are patiently cultured. Yeah. Step 5, first crowd out all bad habits by good habits in everything, then culture the consensus. First crowd.
Say it again.
I'm gonna reboot. Roll it back, reboot. I did not practice this before I started reading this.
Import, export.
First, crowd out all bad habits by good habits in everything. Then culture the conscientiousness of being free from all habits in eating, working, etc. Step 5.
Read that one more time. I feel like I needed to hear that.
First, crowd out all bad habits by good habits in everything. Then culture the conscientiousness of being free from all habits.
I think that's what it was that just kind of hit me, is rewarding yourself for all the good habits you do have. Being very conscious of like, look at all the things that I did do, because it switches your mindset. Reboot, my goodness today.
I know, right?
It reframes the mind to not beating yourself up, which just keeps you in this like stuck vicious cycle of doing the bad habit because you're so focused on it. That if you're like boom, boom, knocking out of the park, then the bad habit that you're going to tackle next is probably going to feel more like and done.
Yeah, it's more digestible, easy to.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever really slowed down and just given myself more gratitude for all the things I do well. I'm so focused on the things that I'm not doing well.
Maybe that's something that we both ritualize. That taking a moment or many moments throughout the day.
Write it down. What are the good homework, guys, today from this episode? That's what we're going to do. Literally, is write down all of the good habits I have and what I am super proud of.
Yeah. Write like one a day or a list a day or something like that.
Yeah. I like that. I'm going to start a board.
Ooh, yeah, or a journal.
Like a whiteboard or journal and just start writing down daily all the good habits I have.
I love it.
I like that too.
Yeah.
I haven't had a gratitude journal in a while. And it always felt so cheesy the first couple of times that I tried it, but I did notice a big difference in my life and what I was able to accomplish when I even did the crazy look at yourself in the mirror and be like, you fucking rock. You're a sexy ass bitch.
Mere affirmations.
Yeah, I love that much freckle on your lip. Yes. It did just make a difference though, and all of a sudden all the things I felt cringy about were just like, you're just so cute. Just love yourself. And I can pour more love into that.
Yeah.
Because even since we started recording, there's so much I love about the podcast, and then I'll listen back to it, and I loved it, and then I'm like, cringy, why do you talk like that? And it's not even anything that's a big deal. It's probably things that we enjoy from each other, and I catch myself just doing that. So, gratitude journal, affirmation time.
Yes, write down your good habits, the things that you love about yourself, and start working on starving those bad habits.
Yeah, and it's simple until it becomes profound. Like, I've done it before, and it feels simple and cheesy to me right now, and I know it will become this big, profound thing.
And it's going to be cool. I remember you saying in one of the first episodes of kind of using this as a documentary, if you will, of this is our starting point, and then when you listen back in a month or a year,
for Conversation Sparks Action, we were done talking about it. It was time to put something into place.
Yes. Yeah. And so we're going to go right now, get some new gratitude journals.
Yes.
Some post-it notes, some fun pens, some whiteboards, and we're going to start.
Which I really don't need anymore, but God, I love shopping for pens and notebooks.
No, I think
it's like really stupid, but I love it.
It's not stupid. I think if you're going to start a new journal or a new phase in your life, then you need something with new energy. That's literally a blank page, a blank slate, blank page. It's never lost on me. To start all of that anew. Don't start something brand new in a journal that's already had pages held in it for something different.
Well, and if we want to get spiritual about it, each one of those holds certain energy. And so, like, I feel like even if you didn't want to, you kind of sink back into old feelings and or old shit.
Yeah.
Get stirred up when you touch those things.
Yeah.
So I usually only pick up old journals when I just like, I'm going to read something I read from a while ago and then journal on that and just see where my mind was.
In your
journal. It's always crazy, the pages I open up to and how relevant they are. I'm like, damn, I really did think that. I really did do that. So it's true. Yeah. New energy, new pages. Yeah, you're not going to paint a new painting on an old canvas. No. It's already painted.
Right. It's already had something,
Duh.
Yeah. So do the same thing with journals. And we want to hear from you all.
Yeah.
What are your good habits? What are your bad habits that you're starting out?
Yeah.
Hit us up in the DMs, in the Instagrams, in the internets.
Anyone who feels like sharing too, it'd be really fun just to share what we do well. Publicly. Put ourselves out there and how we feel good.
Yeah. We'll do it.
Yeah. There's already so much on social media that's shared about what's bad and what needs to change. I feel like if we really focused on everything that we do well, there would be more of it.
There's enough wealth and optimism, good health to go around for all of us. Yeah. And if you focus on that.
There's people doing really crazy cool things, we don't hear about it because US media sucks ass. And will constantly tell us about all the bad shit going on.
Yeah.
Which is important, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, there should be equally enough things of like, this is how somebody's changing this.
Balance, baby.
Yeah. We're bringing it balance.
Yeah, we are. All right, and just as a friendly reminder, we're available on Apple, Spotify, YouTube,
we on so many things now.
My God, it's on Amazon, whatever Amazon Audible is.
Yeah. So if you guys have Amazon Audible, you can listen to us on there, which is pretty exciting.
Progress!
Yes. So we're going to end this with more positivity.
Ooh, what do you have for us?
One more cool little Buddhist teacher quote that I think will end this pretty well. So, whatever Dharma practice we are doing, whether it is giving, keeping moral precepts, or meditating on loving kindness toward all beings, Lord Buddha has taught that it should all come to a single point, the pursuit of peace.
Ooh, literal chills on the left side of my body and in my chest. Pursuits of peace.
That's what it's all for.
I love that.
I'm not doing it to overcome something or be better than you were yesterday or somebody else. It's all just to have a little bit more peace.
I love that. What a beautiful quote to end on, Paige.
That was way more relevant after their conversation than I even planned it to be. So that was great. That made me feel good.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Buddhist monks are beautiful. And their little robes and their bald heads, they're all so fucking cute. I just think they're the cutest things ever.
Are Are you a Buddhist monk? Pays us to be your friend. I want to be your friend too.
I want to hang out and cuddle with you. That sounded really creepy.
We're friends for all.
Alright guys, well stay tuned for more future episodes on ritual, how they're going to evolve, and how we end up chasing our dreams.
Yes.
This is just the beginning.
And remember, keep your mind at ease,
And your heart open.
your soul nourished.
Bye! To do again!
Production assistant and
Additional
music
by the practitioners.